Today we are going to deal with the topic plant tissue culture. We are going to deal with the topic plant tissue culture. So let us first of all see what exactly is the tissue culture. When we say culture, it means growth and development of cells or tissue. It means growth and development of cell or tissue in aseptic, vitro, we call it as in vitro condition. That means if we take a culture medium and in this medium we supply all the nutrients required for the growth and development of a cell or a tissue, we call it as culture medium. Or nutrient medium, and we keep a cell or a group of cell in it, that is cell or tissue. Then these cells or tissue will multiply, divide and increase in their number and form a callus inside the nutrient medium. Alright, and finally the cells of the callus will separate and then they can grow into a complete plant or a complete organ. Now, this is what we mean by tissue culture. Types of tissue culture. The tissue culture can be of two types on the basis of process through which it undergoes. One of the culture is called as callus culture, and another type of culture is called as suspension culture. Now let us differentiate between these two types of cultures. If we take a container like say for example we have taken a test tube here, and then we take a nutrient medium inside it. In the same way we take another test tube, in this case suspension culture, and we again take a nutrient medium in the suspension culture as well. If we keep the cell on the agar block, alright, so let me first draw the agar block. So if this is the agar block, this is the agar block, this is agar, and we keep the cell over agar, and this cell is called as tissue culture. And here the cell is dipped directly in the nutrient medium. That means the group of cell or cell is directly dipped in the nutrient medium without any agar agar. This agar agar is a phycocolloid obtained from red algae. It is a phycocolloid. Matlab, the proteins and polysaccharide substances obtained from the walls of the algae agar agar. Now this is the nutrient medium. And this is the explant. We call it as explant. Here the nutrient medium is here. And we have kept the explant directly, dipped the explant directly in the nutrient medium. Now the difference between callus culture and suspension culture is that in callus culture we place the explant over the agar agar on agar agar block. Now if we keep this explant over the agar agar block, so this cell will take the nutrients from the below as well as from the air. It will take the nutrients from both the sides, and the callus formation will be there over the agar agar block. So we cannot disrupt it. So it cannot be revolved or rotated. So there are no RPM, revolution per minute. In this case, we cannot move it. But in this case, we dipped the explant into the nutrient medium, so no agar agar is used. No agar agar used. Okay, but in this case, because the explant is present at the one place, so the cells may die because of lack of nutrients. Although it is dipped in the nutrient, but it will take the nutrients from the surroundings. So we have to move this nutrient medium. This nutrient medium has to be rotated, and this is what we call as RPM, revolution per minute found. It is given. So this is the main difference between suspension culture and the callus culture. Now, whatever is the culture, but technically in both the cases, the condition will be the same. The final condition will be the same. Whether it is callus culture or suspension culture, whatever it is, but finally there will be callus formation in both the cases. Finally, there will be callus. Callus is a group of cells formed by mitotic division of the explant. So this is the callus found in the nutrient medium. And then because this nutrient medium is now old and it may have improper amount of nutrient content constituents in it, so we have to transfer this callus from one medium into the another medium. Alright, so this is another medium. Now we can take a broader vessel this time. Alright, so we keep the nutrient medium here also, and this step is called as subculturing. This step is called as subculturing. So when the subculturing is there, the cells are shifted to the fresh medium, and then these cells are separated from each other. Alright, now what will happen the next? There will be organogenesis. There is formation of organs. So that means if this is the vessel, and the cells are separated within the vessels, so each cell is, we say, each cell of the callus, in many plants like in case of carrot it was there, each cell is totipotens. There occurs organogenesis. Organogenesis is the formation of root and shoot. So each cell finally change into a small explant. We call it as explant. Sorry, plantlet. So there will be root development and there will be shoot development. The shoot develops from each cell, the root develops from each cell. But it is not the case with every plant. Every plant cell cannot directly change into a root or shoot. Few plants change, but few other plants may change into some restricted organs. So these small plants which develop inside the tissue culture are called as plantlets. Okay, so for the development of plantlets, we have to give proper nutrients, and there has to be a balanced supply of the cytokinin and auxin. So that means if auxin is more, if we supply auxin in more quantities in the medium and cytokinin in less quantities, then the proliferation of root occurs first and fast. We say root proliferate fast in this condition. But the opposite occurs for the shoot. That means auxin has to be less and cytokinin has to be more. If the concentration is reverted, then the shoot proliferates fast. Alright, so this is the case with the auxin and cytokinin, and in this case, one more point, BAP, it is written many times in many books. It is benzyl amino purine. This is a modified artificial cytokinin which is usually used in case of plant tissue culture. And in case of for auxin, we can even take artificial or man-made auxin, that is NAA, IBA, etc. But auxin and cytokinin concentrate has to be different for formation of differential roots and shoots in different times. But anyhow, the plantlets which are formed here in the tissue culture are called as plantlets. Then these plantlets are taken out from here and subjected to hardening. Hardening means controlled harassing treatment given to the plants so that they can acclimatize themselves in the environmental conditions. Controlled harassing conditions given to these plantlets. Say for example, the temperature is slightly increased and then slightly decreased. So these plantlets become acclimatized. They adjust themselves according to the changing environmental conditions, that is of temperature. And same way, the humidity is increased slightly, and then it is decreased. So these plantlets again become adapted to the differential humidity conditions, and likewise light and all that. So when these plantlets are perfect to survive in harassing environmental conditions, then they are subjected to the direct fields. Then they are transferred to the fields. Now, one of the concepts which we see here in this case is clonal propagation. Another concept is SOMO clonal variation. Or somatic variation. We know that these cells are taken, all these cells come from a single cell, because we have initially taken a single cell here. Here we have taken a single cell. So all the cells which are formed in the callus are clones to each other. So that's why we call this type of propagation as micro propagation through clonal propagation technique. Now got it? Because all the cells of the callus are clones to each other because they are developed from a common parent or common cell. So they are genetically identical to each other. So that's why we call them as clones, and these plantlets are clones to each other. That's why we call this technique also as clonal propagation through tissue culture. Now this tissue culture is also called as micropropagation, because it is also called as micropropagation because we are working at the cellular level, tissue level. It's also called as micropropagation because working on the cell level or tissue level. Now, these two plantlets, when we see them, they will be having some variation. This plantlet can have two leaves, this plantlet can have three leaves, like this. There will be somatic variations. And these variations which arise in the plantlets because of the differential growth conditions is called as somoclonal variations. The differences or the variations seen among the plantlets because of the differential light or in nutrient conditions within the same vessel is called as somoconal variation. They will be physically or they will be visually or phenotypically different from each other. This is called as somoconal variation. So this is all about the basic concepts of the plant tissue culture. Then this tissue culture is organized in the same way. So in the next slide, I am going to take the other parameters of the plant tissue culture, and that is the nutrient medium parameter and the sterilization parameters. That means I will be tackling all the parameters of the plant tissue culture in detail, and these are the basic plant tissue culture introduction of the plant tissue culture. I hope you understand. Thank you very much.